Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. The blue hair is starting to grow on me. I mean, first of all, the way she did my hair this time, just full disclosure, I don't do my hair. Unless it's like afroed out. No, that none of this is my doing. I pick the colors. But yeah, she doesn't know how to do her hair. I know how to take care of a fro and then go let somebody braid it. But I usually go for like much brighter colors, like your purples, your pinks, your mermaid look, like a bright blue. And I went with a little bit more subtle because I wear such bright colors during the spring and summer months. Sometimes it could be like, is too much. I don't know. But experiment, and plus I needed hair that would work really good for the summer because we've got a lot of fun summer travel planned, taking the family to Cozumel for vacation, and I've got my yearly Taekwondo mission trip, and it is rough on hair. So this is actually a really good style. It's a little bit different style than I usually get too. It's less braids, but they are thicker and longer, which allowed me to do pigtails, which I haven't done pigtails in like 10 years. So I'm kind of living for it right now. So yeah, change. My hair changes. Like, it's really weird. Like, people in my videos or on like my community posts and stuff are like, how do you change your hair so much? The hair really changes like every 6 to 10 weeks, and in between changes my afro is out until I decide what I want to do, or I get tired of looking at it and taking care of it. But when I record videos, when you upload to YouTube, you can set it when you want the video to come out, and that's what I do. I record very far ahead. Like, I'm recording this video, I believe, let me look at my other phone to see what the date is. It is April the 24th. The day I'm recording this. I don't think this comes out till the end of May. So if I rearrange this, you might see it in April, you might see it in June, and you might see it in May. So don't try to ever use my hair as a timeline. Really, the only time you see my hair in real time is maybe in a short. And even then, I pre-record sometimes things for shorts in case I have a lot going on so that I can keep uploading. So you got to make use of your time. So hair secret. I don't know why I felt the need, but I'm kind of loving the more subdued look. Like, it's still a good bright set of colors. So like towards the back, it has this ombre thing, and then in the front, I've got the darker blue. But at my roots, it's all black, and I'm kind of loving it. I don't know. What do you think? Well, we'll see what the next hair is. I've picked out my next hair for like late summer, early fall, and it's a doozy. So we went to an event at our favorite hobby shop that was called a Haggle Day. Have you ever been to a Haggle Day? I had not, which seems weird at my big age that I've not experienced one of these. But a Haggle Day is when regular folks or vendors show up to a hobby shop, an arena event, whatever it is. We have a lot of artsy-fartsy places in our town where these things can happen, and they hawk their wares. But it's not just, necessarily somebody whose job it is to sell this particular genre of item. It might be folks who have been in a hobby for a long time, and they've got stuff that's overflowing and they're getting rid of it. Or maybe they have been a vendor and they're getting out of the business, whatever. But the price on the box is not necessarily the price you're going to pay. Sometimes for people trying to get into some of the tabletop gaming, whether it's Warhammer, D&D, Robotech, I'm sorry, Battletech, I keep calling it Robotech, sorry, anime. Any of those, like, you might be able to pick up a squad or an army to get you started, and for cheaper than if you just bought it custom for someone to paint for you, just to get into the game. They might have worked on it like 15 or 20 years ago, and they're not using them anymore, or maybe they're moving and they don't have space for everything, so they're like, hey, here's a squad of 10 dudes, $50. Fully painted, ready to go, and if you're paying OPR, one-page rules, you can bring whatever army from whatever that you want to play, and everybody can enjoy. Now, some of our friends had booths there, some of the folks that we play with, and there's a lot of cool stuff. I specifically, of course, was mostly there for Warhammer stuff. I got a couple of things for Magic the Gathering. Let's knock those out first and get to the Warhammer stuff. Boulders. Yes, I know these are not the name brand boulders. I have other ones, but I liked the look of these, which is why I got them. I have a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings cards from when we did Family Draft Night, and I am building my own Lord of the Rings Commander deck out of that. Didn't have a place to put it yet though, because the other boulders that I have are dedicated to my Space Marines. You know, they're dedicated to my Warhammer cards. And I still have one more Warhammer deck to open and sleeve, and I have to build my other commander deck, but I also have the Fallout Dog deck, and I didn't have a place to put it, and I didn't open it yet. That's what this one is. I think these are beautiful. The brand is Ultra Pro. Never heard of it, but these are actually my 2 favorite colors, which is why I grabbed it. Pink is number 1, and if I can't have pink, I will take that teal blue. So I was just like, well, I have to have it. Y'all, do you know what I paid for this? This was $5. Haggle day, right? And when you open it, the person who sold it to me, there are sleeves in here already. I wanted to do the Rick and Morty sleeves for my Fallout deck. So since I got a whole bunch of free sleeves that are, again, in a color that I like, these are going to be the sleeves that I use for Lord of the Rings. So I don't have to buy any sleeves for that deck, right? And then this one doesn't have anything in it, but it's a nice boulder. It'll fit a whole commander deck, and I think both of them have yep, there's a dice compartment in the bottom. So I need to find dice that I want for Lord of the Rings and Fallout to go in these. But that's the next cool thing I was able to find, because, you know, she's all matchy-matchy with her games and stuff. And look what I found. Somebody had the actual Horus Heresy Word Bearers dice. This might be one of my happiest finds, because like I'm all into Warhammer. She got into it for the lore, but now I'm in it for the wall. And I am so proud of my word bearers, which I actually have sitting next to me because I'm about to do some dice rearranging. I did a video a while back called Dice Baby. But let me pull my word bearers out so you can see why it matters. So I have another set of die that matches them, and they are deadly. They're spiky. But here are my completed word bearers kill team. All right, show the people what you got. I show these off so much. I'm working on my Emperor's Children. By the time this video's come out, I would have completed my Emperor's Children from the Horus Heresy, and you'll see a shortened videos on that. They're beautiful. I like having what goes with what I'm playing. Now look at that together. Come on. You have to have the dice that match. It completes the whole adventure aesthetic. I've been looking for these for ages because they don't make them anymore. At least not that I've been able to find, not new. And I don't know where he got these. I don't care. The original price on them was $40. When I've looked on eBay and stuff for them used, they've been going for $40, $50, and $60. And I was like, I don't want to pay $60 for a set of dice. We got there towards the end and people were starting to pack up and wrap up because, you know, I teach youth after church, so I couldn't go until after 1 o'clock. So we got there, like, things were still going, and then about 30 minutes after we got there, people were starting to pack up. I think it ended it too. And on the way out the door, I saw these out the corner of my eye, and I was like, are those? They are. He had a price tag of $40 on them. And I didn't even try to haggle with him. He just said, I'll give them to you for $20. And I was like, God bless you and your generations. You are truly a saint among men. But with my other die that I have to match these guys, because, you know, when you play other types of games with your figures, you need different types of dice, because if I play D&D, you know what I'm going to use. I have gnomes and stuff. I have specific D&D figures, but she's that way. But now look at that. Just all of it together makes, these spiky die have to go in a leather bag because they will cut you. I could not put these on anybody's table. But then, oh my God, check it out. Also, this says $35 on it. That's not what I paid. So there was another table I went to that also happened to have chaos dice. So here's 100 mini dice. I know you can use these as counters, point rollers, all that kind of stuff. There's just so many reasons you need them. I mean, let's bring them out. I mean, just come on, right? Just, yeah. And then I've got these as well. So all the counters are like lightning bolts. So from another vendor, I got these and these. and then let me dig in my bag of awesomeness. He then said, hey, I just got a set of Space Marines that are already primed here. Do you want them? I've got these now, which are primed and ready to go, so I'll just paint them. These are probably destined to become Ultramarines. The 2 Loyalist Legions I'm going to do are going to be Salamanders and Ultramarines. Vulcan lives, Rabute is not wrong. That's how she feels. You know the Primarch I always forget about? Lion L. Johnson. What a name, right? I told a whole thing about something that happened in the Primarch books in one of my videos, and I attributed it to Rabute, but that was Lion L. Johnson who faced the Tzeentch demon in the warp. But yeah, so $10. So again, if you're trying to get into it, see if you can find, they're specifically called Haggle days. So then I got this from that same dude, but wait, there was more. He then just started throwing stuff on the table. So then I have this little vehicle, which, yeah, it's already painted, but I can touch this up and make it whatever I want. You know this is going to be for the word bearers because it's already based in red, but I can prime it and make it for something else. He gave me that one for free. This and this he gave me for free. But then he also had Custodes dice. Now, I know it says $35 on there. That's not what I paid for it. So, same guy. This is a different dude. This was on the way out. But the first table I went to had the boulders. The second table I went to, this dice. Oh, I love these dice so much. Box of 100. Adeptus Custodes dice. And then I also got look at them, Reavers. These are Terror Troops, a new box to put together. And then I also have, for the game we play, the Space Marines Adventures, the expansion box. He gave me all of that for $50. There are ways to get into tabletop gaming that will not take an arm and a leg. Now, when you're playing amongst friends, you can play with these little unpainted figures. We were talking about that with some guys on Monday night. Somebody else was trying to get into the games. No one cares if they're painted. And like one of the guys who works at the shop, I was sitting, my husband was playing Aeronautica with our Aeronautica crew, and I'm very much focused on get 1,000 points by June right now. So I was cutting out my tank and all that kind of stuff. And one of the guys who worked there, he saw that I had primed them on the Sprig, which I know you usually don't do, but for that tank, it's so daggum big. It was easier on me to do it that way. And it's actually worked out. It was different, but I even primed my Terminators that way. But I was working on my Emperor's Children. That's all I cared about. And he's like, well, you can just play in black here. We don't care. If it's not like a sanctioned event, like, prize money and all that kind of stuff, most people that you're just playing the game with will not care. Even if they're not together yet, we let people use our stuff. And I used to wonder, why does everybody bring 6 cases with them? It's so that they have whatever to play with. So if folks show up and they're brand new to the game, they've got something they can let them use. Everyone that we play games with and most of the people at the shop we go to the most, they're really cool. There's another hobby shop that we really like, but it's not like a gaming shop. It's it's more of a here's how you paint miniatures better shop. And once in a while, that's me and my husband's favorite date. We'll take our stuff we're painting and go sit there for 5 hours and just paint. It's like $10 to sit there all day and use their paints. And then we jibber jabber with the artist there and they give us painting tips and stuff. But there's stuff like that everywhere. They call that paint and take. And then there's the paint parties, there's paint classes. None of them are very expensive, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But if there's a hobby shop that specifically does what's called paint and take, they will show you how to paint the figures and how to make them look cool and let you sit there and use their paints. So when I was first getting back into it and I didn't have all the things anymore, for $10, I could literally sit there all day, use all their paints, their airbrushes, regular brushes, washes, everything. I got a lot done. So there are ways to get into the hobby without spending a ton. I mean, this technically is not a kill team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is an OPR box. The retail price on this is $60, which I can attest that's very true. For boxes like this that I've bought a Terminator box, I just finished, of course, my word bearers there. They're all $50 to $60 retail. I think the cheapest I've ever seen is $35 for a squad of 10 whatevers. And it's usually typically 10 in a box like this that you're going to get, unless it's something huge, like dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts are huge. And I can't say dreadnought without being British, because that word begs for a British accent. But yeah, so $10 for a box like this. And then to have the expansion, the Space Marine game, it is a one box adventure game that you can play multiple times, because it's you and your whoever's playing with you versus a horde of Necrons trying to get out of dungeons. And the way this one is set up, you could actually play it by yourself. You know, the game itself is like $40 or $50. This expansion, we got it for 10, but it gives us 3 more armies. We get Crimson Fist, Silver Skulls, and the Dark Angels. So that's kind of great. Those aren't armies that I typically invest a lot of time in learning, but whatever, we're going to add them to the game. But the way that game is created, there's a video on my channel about it somewhere. I got to start doing that video link thing. If I remember, I'll do that. If I don't, no promises. But that game is so well designed that if you only have yourself to play some Space Marine adventures with, you could. But it's a co-op game, and those co-op games, like, it's come here, nerdy dating moment. If you want to have a nerdy date and you don't know the person, pick a co-op game. Don't start with direct competition. Okay? A game where both of you are in it together, going against a foe and winning together. Win together. Once you're good and established, then go head to head and destroy each other. But start with winning together. I'm here for you. But because I got so many new dice, I needed an additional dice bag. So I've pared this dice bag down to dice that I will use for Magic the Gathering, D&D, basically not Warhammer. Isn't it a cute little pink bag? It's like a got a little Zodiac D20 on it. It's just cute. And I have all my dice separated into other bags in here. But I was like, I need a Warhammer dice bag. One that is just for my Warhammer dice. So here's what she got. Amazon has been here. We love us some Amazon. Don't show your address to a whole bunch of strangers on the internet, girl. Okay, flip, there it goes. We know what to do. I got me another dice bag. This one's a little different. Yes, I know. They're both the same color. Her life has a theme. But here's what I like about this one. It has pre-separated pockets. You know how she feels about separation of dice and state. So here's why I'm really excited about that. So now I almost don't want to open them, but I am, because they need to go where they belong with their other dice brethren. So we're gonna, why am I doing it off camera? That's dumb. So out they come. I know. Oh, they make me so happy. So happy. So, ooh, they feel good too. Just, I love it. I love it when the 6 is something just gorgeous, a symbol or something like that. It adds, those little touches add to the experience. So now in here, I mean, these are the center of our world for this bag, because word bearers come first. They get the middle compartment. So I'm going to dump them in the center. I think I missed one. There we go. So those get to go in the center. So we also have, these need to come off my desk. Those are going to go in the painting room here in a second. So I'm going to set those on the floor. Those are not going to get tossed behind me like garbage. We also have our Custodes dice. Again, the retail on these is $35. So when it comes to the price of stuff like this, it can be a little scary. Again, I've mentioned it in a few videos. You know, I'm at a stage in my life where I can do stuff like this. Everyone's got a journey, and there's nothing wrong with your journey. Don't get jealous of other folks. Be thankful that there are people out there who want to play the game with you. Find them. They exist. You don't have to come with everything. Now, if you find people who are gatekeepers and who are like, you don't have everything perfect, you cannot play with us, you don't want to hang out with them. They suck. All right? So look at the Custodes dice. Let's see the Custodes emblem for the 6. Oh my God. It's so great. So it now gets us... You know I can drop some. If it can be dropped, I'll drop it. So it gets its spot in the dice compartment. Now there are my other Warhammer dice. And if you don't remember those, I have the dice that I use for Aeronautica, which they get a slot, you get a slot, and you get a slot. Those are my big rollers. The reason these dice are teal and pink, other than being my favorite colors, pull my I keep my Aeronautica bag in the bottom of my display case now, and it's just working out perfect for me. I'll probably end up with 2 of those when it's all said and done. These are the Aeronautica directions. But to pull out one of my, actually I'll pull out one of the bases instead of the flyers, but the dice directly match the base. She's that way. I painted these long before I picked dice, but I like having everything work together like this. I like opening the box and going, isn't that beautiful? So those are for Aeronautica. Those are the ones I use for rolling turns and counting damage. The ones that I use to put damage on my vehicles, on my flyers, are the little bitty versions of those. So they will just go right next to their big brothers and sisters. So now I've got some empty dice bags, and I actually needed these back for other reasons. So then there's this. Now, this is a nice container, and I'm not sure I want to get rid of this container. I'll probably just take the sticker off here because that's annoying me. This is the kind of container that I kind of like to keep hold of. But guess what? Because of how she carries her stuff, and all the Warhammer stuff goes in the same box. This is not going to get tossed over my shoulder. It's going in the garbage bag because I'll never find it. The way that this is packaged, I can just, Aeronautica bag, it's just going to slide right in there. So now it has a home. Nope, that's sticking out. Don't like that. Will this dice box fit? That's a decision, because this, look at that, it's got the skull on it. What the chaos. I have to decide, do these stay in the container? Because the 100 dice, these, I can't see them this way. Now, these guys, let's see what their 6 looks like. Ah, it's the split skull. Yeah, it's so great. I know, it's so great. Don't look at my nails. Her nails are ratchet right now because she's been painting. I'm going camping next week for Renfest. So, I mean, in real time, I would have already, I think by the time this comes out, I'll be back from family vacation in Mexico. But, oh man, they're so lovely. So when I'm needing little counters in games where I'm using my Chaos Marines, these will be the ones I need. Whoa, is she going to go get Emperor's Children, Salamanders, and Ultramarine dice if she can find them? I think we all know the answer to that. So let's put them in their section. I'm not so attached to this plastic box here, just making sure I didn't miss any of them. This doesn't thrill me. There's literally 100 dice in here. They're actually going to take up 2 compartments. If I put them all in one, they'll spill out, and then I'll be mad. I do love this box as well. I hate having to make these decisions. I mean, I know, first world problems. First world problems. I have to keep, there's a lot going on my desk right now. I'm going to have to keep the danger dice in here. Like, they will poke through this cute little felt bag, so they will stay in their leather, but I'm going to stick them on top of, in the center, they'll be on top of the dice that I found that are specifically for the word bearers. So, oh, that leaves one compartment empty. So let's look at it. This just made my decision. So, got all my dice here. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And this one. I'm going to keep the containers. I don't oft keep containers, but I love these too much. And if I don't want to take all the dice with me, especially for the 100 and whatnot, like if I'm going somewhere local, take them all. I can take just what I need. If I'm going away for an event, I might want the whole thing, so I have choices. But the way that I have everything arranged now, check it out. These are specifically dice that I will use only in Warhammer games, whether it's Aeronautica, one-page rules, Horus Heresy, Kill Team, doesn't matter. These are the dice that I use. So, and then I've got the, in the middle, the word bearers, because they're the most important. And if I end up getting the dice for the other legions, which I'm not super worried about right now because I'm obviously diced out. I will probably get another one of these eventually, but I'm more concerned with just getting my armies built at this point. Look at the tassels. Look at that. What the chaos. Oh. So this I will find a home for on a shelf. And then I have these extra dice bags. Why I needed these is with Aeronautica, you need tokens to declare your technique, your tactic that you're going to use. So it's a grid game. I might do a short on it. I've done one short, but it was just pictures. I might actually like play it in a short or a small video. But they don't make Aeronautica anymore, so we have to cobble that game together. It's been fun finding those pieces and stuff. But we've gotten lucky to find original books and everything. Because when Games Workshop is done with the game, they're done. Thank God for folks who held on to stuff in their basement for 20 years. But you have to pick a maneuver you want your flyer to make, and you declare it. You put it face down. There's up to 9 moves that you could make, depending on what you have. Like my husband flies the Grots and the orcs, and they only can go up to like 3 or 4 of the moves that are available. I fly a different Xenos. I fly Necrons and Eldar, and they can do everything. So I would pick my move and put it face down, and then when it's your turn, you reveal what you're going to do, and that's what makes it fun, because you don't know what the other person's going to do, and then you roll to see who goes first. It's actually very easy to pick up. But we have these cute little maneuver tokens, and they're just sloshing around in this box, and I really needed them to not slosh around. So now that I have some empty bags, I can keep these in order, because you don't just want to put them in a pile, because you know what's annoying is when you show up to play a game like this with folks and they have to wait for you to sort through and find 10 of these. Like, that's a small annoyance, but when you're showing up to play a game, it's more fun if you can just play, instead of having to figure out where all your pieces are and stuff like that. Now, all of these games take time to set up to play. Let's be very clear about that. They do. And everyone knows how much time it's going to take, but little things you can do to save an itty bitty bit of time. Now I have my 3 little bags of turn tokens. There we go. These actually can go in the top zip pocket. And now that this is done, sometime probably after the summer, I'll be painting my Eldar flyers, because right now I'm fully Necron, but I have now 8 more free slots where these were sitting. So that means all my Eldar can fit in here, and that'll be it for Aeronautica for me. I'm not interested in building any Space Marine planes, just because I am very much a Space Marine girly, but when it came to the Aeronautica, the Xenos were just way more fascinating to look at. So that's fun. So now I have 2 dice bags, Warhammer only, all the rest of my games, and then I've got a few extra dice pouches for the future, and then of course all of my magic cards. I can pull out the dice as needed, but I just typically take my dice bag. Most of those boxes have trays in them for dice, but I've got like token cards and stuff in there, because once you we double sleeve all of our decks here, because we're that way. But once you sleeve your entire deck, it takes up all the space. So I take the token cards, because we don't sleeve the tokens, and we stick those in that little drawer instead of dice. It's up to you. You do you. But this is all garbage. Stick that in the bag. And yeah, and then we're going to take all this over into the painting room and find a place for it to live. The painting room is really my husband's office, but we're not doing that in here. She has more stuff to mess up. So that was just fun. Find a Haggle day, like Haggle day. Get on your Facebook. I know, like, nobody uses Facebook. Why do folks keep saying that? Because they got 3 million users. I think 3 billion users. I think people are using it. Just because you don't use it doesn't mean it's not being used. Boy, I just solved all the problems in the world with that sentence. But no, get on the Facebook, get on the Instagrams. Check out what's going on in your local area. Find out where your local hobby shops are. Meetup is another really good app to help find stuff like this. In my old city, when I was looking for places to play and folks to play with, there's only really a couple hobby shops in my old city that I knew about anyway. But there were people who did meetup groups just to play D&D or any other type of tabletop game. There was one group that was just board games, and every week they would play a different board game. I was part of the foodie group. So we just ate somewhere nice every week. It was great. But yeah, try Meetup. But there's tons of ways to find people. But again, to get in inexpensively, this is a really good option. So I hope you discovered something cool in this video. I know I did. I tell you what, she's feeling herself. She is loving the summer look. I am all about it. I have never done my hair like this. I'm just like, what the Pippi Longstocking. When we go to the Ren Fest, I'm highly considering like Pippi Longstocking the pigtails out and putting my pirate hat on. Because if you remember Pippi Longstocking, she was a pirate. Yeah. So, Pippalata Delicatesso Windus Longstocking, daughter of Captain Ephraim Longstocking, Pippi for short. I remember everything. I'm one of those people you can't lie to because I remember everything. That's why I make a good trainer. I remember everything. But I digress. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me. And I will see you in the next one.